once again, Gerald Brown of SiriusXM NBA Radio, heavy in the paint. And you know what? This individual right now, my guest here on Heavy in the Paint, goes by one title, one word: legend, icon, hip hop icon, behind the turntables as well as on the microphone. The newest project out with Common, unbelievable. He does it all. The original, the one and only Chocolate Boy Wonder, Mr. Pete Rock himself. Peace,
How are you? How are you? What's good, brother? Everything is love, man. You know, good day in New York today.
Yes, indeed. Always. It's a great day if you're a Yankees fan because first and foremost, you're always on point with everything with the sports. But I want to start backwards a little because I got to ask you, you are an amazing follow on social media, Instagram. Where do you get the inspiration, my brother, the videos? It's like it comes from all over. Where do you get the inspiration from this to make it something that's so engaging?
You know what? You know, that's funny because a lot of it comes from things that I remember growing up watching as a kid, or just like really delving into, you know, YouTube and finding these old videos. And sometimes I find them not even on YouTube, but you know, it's vintage things that I'm into. So when I find vintage footage, whether it be sports or music, or you know, just everyday life, you know what I'm saying? I would like to give people their humanness back by posting it to see if it causes any nostalgia or if they remember, you know, what they were doing at that time in their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it reminds me, especially when you have the animal stuff, it always takes me
Yes.
back to Wild Kingdom. I can
Oh
remember
my
Wild
gosh.
Kingdom coming on
Oh
Saturday,
my
Sunday.
goodness. Yes. Yes. And
Sundays.
it fascinates me. I love animals. So, you know, to see that stuff online, it fascinates me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it definitely does. All right, switching over. You know what? You represent New York through and through. Uh,
Yes.
First and foremost, let's go back to the Giants and Jets. And obviously, we know the season went downhill for the
Yeah.
Jets, obviously, when
Yeah.
they had the injury to Aaron Rodgers. But the
Yeah.
latest thing that I could not understand, and I want to get your thoughts on how obviously Saquon Barkley's moved on now to the Philadelphia Eagles. And there are a lot of people that were really upset at Saquon Barkley as opposed to the organization not doing right by him. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on just that whole situation?
I feel like his back was against the wall, man. Even though we don't like it in New York, that
Mhm.
he's in Philly of all places. You know, I'd rather him go to Philly than go to Dallas. I do not like the Cowboys at all. But what I'm saying is, you know, the Giants made fans mad by not giving this man what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you can't blame a man for going to a place where all this man asked for wasn't $40 million, but he goes to Philly and gets 43 million. So
Yeah,
you can't be mad at him because he asked for way under 40 million in New York. He wanted to play for 18 million. That's all he wanted.
yeah.
And then but Giants ain't give it to him. The organization rubbed me funny at times. It rubs me really funny. The Maras do too. But I don't know about them Giants this year though, man. I don't know.
Well, we got the draft right around the corner. What are the areas of need? I mean, Daniel Jones is still that quarterback on the books and stuff. What are you expecting the areas that the Giants need to address in this upcoming draft?
The Giants need to address the front offensive line for
Mm.
once in their life. You have to remember what Eli did two times, and once in 2007 and then again in 2012. He had an O-line. We
Mm.
never invest in the O-line. We always want to run after a receiver or a running back, but we never get the O-line that's going to protect players to get to the end zone and
Mm.
protect the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put full blame on Daniel Jones, but you know, I was kind of upset at the fact that his deal went the way it went, and Barkley didn't get what he was supposed to get, and he didn't, as a teammate, didn't say, you know, hey, let me take a pay cut, man, and because I need Barkley, such and such. None of that happened, so I, you know, it made me a little put a little bad taste in my mouth about Daniel Jones, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And switching over to the other team, the NBA, we got the playoffs right around the corner. They here.
Yeah,
They here.
yeah.
And I
We
know
here, baby.
I know you were like a lot of people at certain
You
points
see
in
me
this.
repping. You see me repping, right?
I see you. I see you.
You
I
see,
see you. You Knicks fan. Hey, you're Knicks through and through. But see, this
yes,
is where I've been on this err on the side of caution because it's
yes.
been always a lot of heartbreak. I used to be a ball boy for them when the Patchy you and Charles Oakley days.
You know
Now you
what, man? I think the Knicks sometimes get set up, man. You know, like even when they were doing really, really good, it's always some type of jinx or some type of call we didn't get or calls we don't get that cost us the games, you know, that we need. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I'm just gonna keep the faith this time around, and I'm gonna ride with my boy Jalen Brunson, who's been a light on this team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Julius Randle, the decision to have the shoulder surgery. I just saw Bernard King play with two dislocated fingers on both each hand come playoff time. But you
I
know what?
like,
I'm not gonna knock him for that. I saw
I like,
that. I saw
yeah.
Bernard do that.
Yeah, me too. And then I like Julius Randle, but this generation, man, it's not like the '90s generation where people were playing with the flu, playing with broken this, broken that. You know, I mean, to win that call to want to win, people don't care about their injuries. But in this day in 2024, it's different, man.
Yeah, it definitely is. And obviously, Pete, congratulations on the project, the first track and stuff from the project with Common.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
As a whole, when you look at hip hop, and you know what, I don't want to stray into the situation was looking at this generation of hip hop and all this other stuff. I don't want to sway in that situation at all. But
Yeah.
if you look at this way, the way this all set up now, and seeing that's out there, I say it's two categories: rap and then there's hip hop, true
Yeah.
lyricists and all that stuff. Do you think that we'll get back to a point where we will have the true lyricists and having the beat producers and stuff?
Of course we would. Of course we will. That's what hip hop is all about, man. It's just like the world spinning on an axis, man. It's basically, goes in circles. What goes around comes right back around, even when it's good. You understand what I'm saying? And with the music, I say that, you have this generation today that came out and did it their way. But you have the most important generation, which was the golden era, that still carry the torch like myself and others for hip hop music and the culture, man, that really love what we do. And it's all good. We just want positivity and better lyrics and not, the same drum sounds and the same, you know, people not really doing anything different, standing in their own light like I had to do.
Yeah. When you look at the craft and stuff, and you just see the fact is that obviously what makes a great beat in your opinion? Because you got to have an ear
Yeah.
and being able to hear what makes a great beat. Like if you're putting it together, and obviously if we're looking at sports, you put it together. What makes a superstar? What makes a great beat?
Before I make every beat in my life, I say a prayer. So I'm gonna say a prayer to start, and then whatever after that is pure ambition on what you want to build and what you want to hear the outcome of. You understand what I'm saying? So a good beat to me is like drums, bass, piano or keyboard or any type of electrical moog sound, you know, like because I come from the '70s era, so I remember those records in the '70s. But now that the equipment and the music gotten so advanced, it will be nice to hear some of that versatility in people's music now.
Yeah, we also, staying with the theme and stuff when you talk about hip hop and stuff, and just, you know, BJ Armstrong, our friend and stuff like that.
Yes,
Another
yes.
dude that's a hip hop
Shout
aficionado.
out to BJ. What
Shout
up?
out to BJ.
Yeah, yeah.
BJ and I always talk about the fact is that we haven't had a number one single, a #1 record for the summertime in quite some time. I know, shout out to Fat Joe. He just tore it down with the Apollo recently.
Yes,
And
yes.
obviously, you think about Lean Back and all that stuff. You know, where did this thing start, in your opinion, where artists now or yesteryear are looked upon that you had to be a certain age? After a certain age, you shouldn't be in hip hop anymore. When rock music, you have, those guys and stuff, they still tour and record even in their 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
When did this start, and what does it take to change that?
I don't even know when it started, but age ain't nothing but a number. And when it comes to music, there is no age. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't age at all. Music doesn't age at all. I mean, you have older songs and older music that were classics and hit records and stuff, but you know, as far as like, judging music and its time, it really is a timeless thing. And music today versus yesterday is I see a mixture of it happening in the future. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? But done better, that's all. And I feel like people put more focus on the music and realize it's the music that, gets you in a position to be heard by millions, especially, if you have a lot of talent and you're a great act. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to producing, when it comes to songwriting, when it comes to, just artistry in general, it's important that we all just focus on that so
Mm-hmm.
we can heal the world with what we're doing, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
definitely. What do you think it's going to take for some of these artists? I know everybody in this space are creative individuals, but a lot
Hmm.
of times guys don't put out their projects and stuff like that. And you did an amazing project. I'm not gonna call the names out. We're gonna keep it quiet and stuff like that. But
It's
you've
all
been
good.
saying, yeah, you know what? They holding the project back, and I
Yep.
respect that.
Yep.
Do you think we'll get a space where it was in the 90s where you had sharks just all over the place, people dropping here, people dropping there? And when the labels were involved, they would control a lot of that stuff. But why is it a situation, in your estimation, Pete, where
Yeah.
guys are not putting out their art to the world?
You know what it is? We don't we a lot of us don't get a chance to. There's a lot of people in position that only put certain people in position. They don't put everyone, they don't give everyone a listen. They don't give everyone a chance to be heard. And so it's a big ladder we have to climb, but we have to it's a fight also to get heard, to get music heard, real music heard, stuff that could enlighten your soul. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't always have to be, you know, a certain sound to where people are labeling it a certain sound, whether it be positive or negative. Either way, hip hop catches the black eye, and we don't need that, anymore in hip hop. So I say to everyone like that calls himself doing hip hop music is to, have passion in your heart, care for what you're doing, and you know, just like make sure you focus in for your core audience because they're the reason that you're around to make music.
Mhm.
If you're successful out here, it's the fans that make artists and producers successful.
Yeah. When you look at the craft and stuff like that, and obviously guys not doing it, you've been able to be on that mic and be a true MC. Guys like
Yeah.
yourself and Diamond D. With
Hmm.
the lack of guys getting out there in front of that microphone, are you even
Hmm.
more inspired to do that also in front of the mic as you done behind the microphone? Like, could
You
we
know
see
what?
doing more of that?
You know what's funny? Because in my younger years, I didn't. That didn't inspire me at all. It was the beats and the music and the beat making that inspired me. But hip hop has been through so much ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? But at this point in my life, I feel inspired to write,
Mm.
more, more than I've ever done before in my career. And people always used to say, "Yo, why you don't rap more?" and all of this and that, because I never really focused on writing like I am right now,
Mhm.
So sometimes God does things in weird ways, man. You know what I'm saying? Where you could just be like, all right, it's here now. Just eat it up while you can.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Pete, I'm not gonna hold you too much longer and stuff like that. But when you look at things, switch it back over to the league. LeBron James has let it be known that he wants to play with his son. Bronny James has put his name in. He's gonna obviously he's going to apply for the NBA draft as well as the transfer portal. Knicks need another star to go along with Jalen Brunson, who's playing a lot of minutes, and that's been
Yeah,
my concern with Tibbs. He plays a lot of minutes. He's very
yeah,
effective.
yeah.
If it's not LeBron James who's going to be out there, give me your ideal second star that you would like to see the Knicks pair up with Jalen Brunson, who is clearly the franchise player for the Knicks.
Wow, wow, that's a hard one. Today's player, 2024.
Yeah, you can't go get Patrick or MJ.
Nah,
LeBron
I
is
know. I know. That's why I'm be like, I had Joel and KD in mind. Between them two. You know what I'm saying? I didn't LeBron never ever came to thought because he faked us out years ago, acting like he was gonna come to New York. He faked us out. Then I just lost LeBron. He lost me as he's a great player and everything. I don't take nothing from him, but I ain't like that move right there. But I'm gonna say between if see, the only thing that worries me about Joel is he's always he's been injured a lot. KD too, a little something. You know what I mean? But I like them too, man.
Yeah.
Regardless, and I like the kid that won that they didn't win. Suns ain't never win a chip. But the dude that played, the big dude that played on the Suns,
DeAndre Ayton.
Yes, Ayton.
Yeah.
I always said he would have been a good pick for the Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
Well, who do you have in the NBA Finals? Milwaukee's going to be in a situation where obviously Giannis is going to be
got
with
injured,
his staff.
right?
The Celtics are right there, and it just seems like everybody else is an opening right there in that Eastern Conference. Who do you have in the conference finals facing the Boston Celtics right now?
The Knicks.
I'm
gonna say the Knicks. I don't care what people say, because you know what? Sometimes a lightning bolt strikes. You heard? Sometimes it do. Sometimes we don't expect. We don't know. Yo, listen. I'm listen, man. Knicks, man.
What about the Western Conference? You know what? I don't really believe in Minnesota, Oklahoma City Thunder. This is their first time.
The Nuggets got that on lock already. It's locked. The Nuggets got that on lock. It's a wrap.
Wow. So it's the Nuggets. Nuggets Celtics, huh?
Yeah, I would see it that way if it's not us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Nuggets and Celtics. I like the Nuggets, actually. I like Denver.
Yeah. Don't forget the Clippers, though. Don't forget the Clippers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they've been balling, and Westbrook's been, ever since he left the Lakers, been balling.
Yes, he has. And Kawhi will have something to say to that, and definitely Paul George. Last question I asked you before we let you get on out of here.
Okay.
It's obviously, if you were the commissioner, I asked Sky to do this. Big shout out to Sky Zoo a while back. I asked him if he was able to be the commissioner for hip hop, what would be one change he would like to see? And I asked you that. If you were a commissioner for hip hop, not rap, hip hop, what would that one change you would like to see?
Mindset. When you speak into the world. You know what I'm saying? There's like for instance, there's a time where you could talk about your life and what happened and what you did in the street and what experiences you had. That's one story, but your life is your life. Sometimes with certain artists, there's only certain things they know of, but they have to learn to kind of rap outside the box now, man. Now that the opportunity's here, just talk about the world.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's deep. That's deep. What's next for Pete Rock? What can we expect? Because you gotta feed us, Pete. You gotta feed us. You mean be a BJ like this? We like this. Well, you gotta feed us.
We coming, man, in June, July, bro. We're gonna drop another single next month, and then another one in June, and then the album. Boom.
And
And
that's
here we
Common
are.
Project.
Summertime. Here we are.
Ooh, and that's the Common Project. Cannot
Yes.
wait.
Shout out to my brother Rashid, aka Common,
Yes,
aka Common Sense, and all the history we had in hip hop together. Now we come together and do this for the people, man.
definitely, man. And listen, P
Yes.
Rock, really
Yes.
always, man, appreciate you, brother, because I know you stay on the move, taking care of
Yes.
business. And I will
Yes.
tell you this, BJ has been telling me, man, I'm coming back. I got to make sure we get together with Pete Rock because he said he wanted. I told him that you said, yo, you had beats in the house. We could just sit there. He said, yo,
Let's
I
do
can't
this.
take it.
Let's do this over a meal, a really good meal first.
Sounds like a plan, man.
Okay.
A done deal. But listen, man, continued success, all you do. I'm a big
Thank
fan
you.
of your work and what you've done, but also an amazing fan of you, who you are as a person, my brother. And
Thank you, sir. Thank
I
you. I
salute
appreciate
you,
you.
man,
Yes,
and
sir.
definitely look
Salute.
forward to talking to you real soon.
Yes, sir. Respect to you, bro.
Always the legendary Pete Rock, heavy in the
Peace.
paint. Peace.
Peace. Peace. Peace.